I know when I was manifesting my ex, there's a lot of different examples in this video, guys. When I was manifesting in my ex, I used to take myself out on dates. I would imagine that I was going on a date with my SP and I would dress up amazingly. I would put the heels on, I would put the dress on, and I wasn't going out on a date in my 3D with my SP, but I told myself every time that I went out with another person or a girlfriend or whatever, I imagined in my mind and I was preparing and mentally rehearsing for that date with my specific person. What is up, everybody? Welcome back here to my channel. My name is of course Bianca and this is Conscious Creation. With me, we talk everything over here on the channel: law of assumption, law of attraction, as well as spiritual laws that enable you to become the absolute best version of yourself that exists in the reality that you desire. Of course, if you're new to my channel, do not forget to hit like, share, and of course, subscribe so that you don't miss out on a video that is going to change your life, as well as if you need any help with your manifestations. All of my good stuff, those coaching packages, is in the description below. As well, guys, I'm very, very excited. I hope next week that my self-concept crash course is going to be finally released. If you guys are new, I'm from Australia. I live in Germany. I'm going to be moving back to Australia next week. So it's been super hectic, running out of time every single day. I wish there was more time in the day and we didn't have to sleep at all. But just to let you guys know, in case anybody has been asking, I've had a few questions about that one. That will be my first self-study course coming up. All right, guys, so this is something I really love talking about, and it's acting as if within your manifesting journey. And I think the thing that we really need to understand, and hopefully I'm able to convey in this video, is that in essence, we're always choosing and acting in any way, shape, and form. Basically, we choose to become a character in this body that we've been given. We're all spirits. I believe that we're all souls and spirits having this human experience. That is my belief. If you guys obviously don't believe that, then that's absolutely fine. But here on this channel, that is what I often talk about: the spirit, the soul, singing. And I do believe that we then come into this time, space, and reality, and we choose to be different kind of people, right? So I chose for 12 years of my life to become a ballet dancer, regardless of my terrible 3D, which told me that I wouldn't become a ballerina because I had absolutely nothing going for me. I still persisted in that assumption that I would make it. I was acting already as if I was a ballerina, standing at the back of the room, standing at the bar like a cool person. Yeah, I'm gonna be a ballerina. And it happened. The same with the YouTube channel, the same with everything else I've pretty much done in my life. And I think what tends to happen is that we forget that basically we are a character. We've decided for ourselves who we are going to be, or at least if we haven't decided consciously, now that you're on this channel, now that you've decided to be a conscious creator, you can become whoever it is that you desire. And I know that sounds very woo-woo, higgledy-piggledy. It's not possible because everything in my 3D reality sucks. And I really am the first person to say, on the way that I see it, of course, we can decide in any given moment, but sometimes, a little bit of action is required, a little bit of hustle is required, a little bit of persistence, and just practicing. Actors, I have a few actor friends, and I know how much they strive to become the best by practicing. They practice their lines, they practice every single day instead of, going out, getting drunk on the weekends. They're probably practicing, their next best, biggest role. For example, being a ballerina for 12 years, being pretty much the worst person in my class at the time, I was always the first one there. I remember sometimes being in the studio at 5:30, 6 a.m. The class started at 10 a.m., but I was like, I'm going to do 4 hours of practice before anyone gets in here and not show anybody. So I was just like moving in silence. And I do talk a lot to my clients about moving in silence when you're manifesting. So acting as if, I'm sure you've heard of it in the law of attraction community. What is it? We want to understand that it is difficult to just switch into reality because your subconscious and yourself as this human person is wired by a subconscious programming. So I think Sammy Imgram and Florence Scovel-Shinn, they talk about this. I like Sammy and the way she talks, by the way, guys. This purge that happens. And it's often like when we try to persist in something, we don't want it because our program is so strong, right? And this is why I say you have to persist in acting as if. You have to persist in whatever it is that you want in your life. I'm going to give you guys 4 tips today in this video to help you get into that role, to help you get into that character that you get to decide to be and claim to be, despite the circumstances which may look at this particular moment a little bit shit. Guys, my dog is in the background making a lot of noise. She wants to go out, but I'm going to try and get this video done to you because I always want to produce 3 videos a week. The first thing I want you to do is to act as if. What does this mean? Oh my God, Bianca, just tell us already. Guys, acting as if is taking small steps in the direction of your manifestation. What does this mean? If you're acting as if you want to become, let's say you want to become a doctor, are you going to be out in your 3D reality every night spending money drinking and having a party with your friends? No. So therefore, I would ask you, if you do want to become a doctor, I would recommend that you perhaps spend your evenings studying, or perhaps on the weekend you decide to, do some extra work at the office to get that qualification, whatever it is. I haven't been a doctor in my life. That's just one example. If you want to become a YouTuber, which is something that I hear so many people wanting to do, I really urge you guys to set yourself a time. If you're acting as if you're a YouTuber, you can still have your full-time job, but maybe sort of every day or every second day, spend an hour, spend 30 minutes, spend 20 minutes, and be disciplined and persistent in that role of being a YouTuber. Okay, right now, I see that my 3D reality is still keeping me in this job, but I know eventually I'm moving into this reality, I'm moving into this multiverse where I am a YouTuber, so I'm going to start acting as if I am a YouTuber. Same for when I was becoming a ballerina. My teachers told me, you'll never make it. My teachers told me this, that, and the other. Literally, I was not destined to be a ballerina. I spent my time, instead of going out on Sundays, I did 7 days of ballet class a week because I wanted that. For example, acting as if takes small steps to become the person that you quote unquote want to be. The second thing is I need you guys to start speaking the speak or talking the talk. What does this mean? This means that, okay, for example, right now you're trying to manifest more money. If you constantly are looking in your bank account, and I understand, I really do understand, there's like $150 in the bank account, and you've got to get to the end of the week, and your friends invite you out for dinner, and you're like, oh guys, I can't come because I am poor. Which reality are you moving in? You're moving in a reality where you are poor. It doesn't mean that you even have to go, I'm not telling you guys to go out and spend and splurge all of your money, but I'm saying, watch your words. Watch that you're saying, for in this example, I am poor. You can just say, hey, I'm not coming to dinner, I have something better to do. Also, what I notice when people are trying to manifest money, let's use another example. I think Florence Scobleshin talks about this. You want to bless money and you want to be grateful for everything that you're giving out. For example, if you're having to pay a bill. I know that we don't want to pay bills and I know that it can be very treacherous, but you want to give, pretending and acting as if, with pleasure. I always say, even if you give $1 and you have $10 in your account to somebody who really needs it, that feeling of gratefulness and gratitude that is given out will come back tenfold. I can really honestly, truly say that. So be grateful in what you have to offer, and that feeling of abundance will come back to you. Guys, be really careful with what you're saying to yourself. If you're not at the end result right now, you don't have to go telling people that you're not there. You can always come back. And even if you're like, I know some manifestation people who do this, they have like mock conversations with their manifesting buddies, or like the shower technique where you imagine somebody in your 3D reality and you talk to them as if the quote unquote manifestation has already happened. Yeah, it was great. I got that job offer that I wanted. Yeah, it's great. I'm earning this amount of money. And you kind of have that back and forth conversation, even if it's with yourself, even if it's you're having conversations with yourself. I really urge you to have those inner conversations, guys, with yourself when you're talking the talk, when you're speaking the speak, when you're acting as if, with your words, guys. Watch your words. And if you have a negative thought and that comes out, cut it, switch up, positive thoughts all the way. The third thing that I can really recommend is to look the part. So if you're manifesting a relationship, how would you dress around your spouse? How would you dress around your boyfriend or your girlfriend? I know when I was manifesting my ex, there's a lot of different examples in this video, guys. When I was manifesting in my ex, I used to take myself out on dates. I would imagine that I was going on a date with my SP and I would dress up amazingly. I would put the heels on, I would put the dress on, and I wasn't going out on a date in my 3D with my SP, but I told myself every time that I went out with another person or a girlfriend or whatever, I imagined in my mind and I was preparing and mentally rehearsing for that date with my specific person, which lo and behold, when I kept doing this and I kept practicing in this role of being a girlfriend in the way that I would dress, it changed up the way that I felt. It really changed up the way that I felt and raised my vibrations as well. This is something that's really important, guys, to raise your vibrations and raise your frequency when you're doing all this work. The fourth thing I can suggest when you're manifesting or acting as if is you have to believe the character. there can be so much done in manifesting. There can be so many techniques, you know, acting as if, looking the parts, talking the talk. And then at the end of the day, you don't believe any of this. Guys, you've got to believe in the character. The best actors out there, I know, and I think I've read lots of stories about this, you know, people who become the best in their field, they almost give up everything. It's not like I'm telling you guys to give up your whole life to become, you know, the girlfriend or the doctor or whatever it is you're manifesting in your life. You still want to have a balance in your life, especially if you're like trying to be a YouTuber. You still want to have some money coming in your account, maybe from that job over there. But you have to believe it, guys. This is the big thing that I see. You can do as many affirmations, you can do as many techniques, but you're just saying these words mindlessly. You actually have to believe the character. And that is the last and final tip I'm going to give you for this video today, guys. When you're acting the part, when you're talking the talk, when you're speaking the speak, when you are looking the part, you have to believe it. If you want to become virtuous, you have to feel virtuous. If you want to become beautiful, if you're somebody who's, you know, manifesting health and beauty, you have to feel beautiful. If you're wanting to become that girlfriend or that boyfriend in that relationship, you have to feel as if you're already in that relationship. And I really want to urge that this isn't about, you know, flicking a switch and the manifestation being in front of you. It's about that alignment, that switch into that reality that already exists, remembering that there are multiverses and there are infinite realities at any given moment. Does that make sense? Hope this little video, guys, could help you. I'm such an advocate for acting as if, and I really have fun with it as well. I'm somebody who really loves the idea of being and choosing who I can be in any given moment. And this wasn't always easy for me. A lot of you think that manifesting was always easy for me. I've come from a little bit of stuff in my life, and I just want to point out that manifesting for me has been something that has absolutely changed up my life, because I've been able to switch up my thoughts, which have in turn then internalized and then in the end externalized, because what we persist in will eventually come into our external reality. All right. So thank you guys for being here. I really hope that you appreciate this video, and I really hope that you benefited from this interaction with me today. Thanks so much again for being here. If you obviously are at the end of this video, I would love if you hit like, shared, and subscribe so we can get this channel flourishing by the end of the year. And I hope to see you, of course, in the next video. Bye for now, guys. Thank you so much.